What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another Souls Day episode. Actually, I was planning a little something different. Not different, but a bit out of ordinary habit. I was planning on making a theme on the next few videos that I'll be recording in the Darkroot Basin and the Moonlight Butterfly. And the theme is, the commentary I'm going to be giving is going to be talking about how I didn't know if they planned this ahead before they made the DLC or not, but I've just been thinking to myself when I look at the architecture and of both time frames. I've been looking at the architecture, the characters, and some of the inhabitants of the Darkroot Basin, and judging by the fact that Artorias' grave is also in the Darkroot Basin, I would like to believe that the Darkroot Basin is actually what has become of Ulasil. For those of you who don't know, Ulasil is the town in the DLC, and it's a time in the past whereby Lord Gwyn had left down Orlando to link the flame, but that's not really the main catch. The main catch is that he had already separated his main four knights. Artorias had just traversed the abyss and lost himself in it. Hawkeye Go and Lord's Blade Kirin was stationed in Ulasil, and the Dragon Slayer Ornstein was left in Orlando to, I don't know whether it is to take care of business there, to protect the land, or just he was left behind as Lord Gwyn had found no purpose for him. So yes, that's what I've been talking pretty much to you guys about, which is my belief. It's more assumption than not. I don't know if any of this is true or just my speculation, but I'm gonna do some research. I guess you guys can do some research as well as to whether my theory is correct, or not correct, but you know what I mean. Either way, okay, we'll put it side by side. We have the Darkroot Garden and the Darkroot Basin, and we have Ulasil, the Ulasil Township. Now, the reason why I have come to believe that these two places are one and the same, just in different times, is that we all know from some of the item descriptions when they talk about the other lands like Tharaland, Kareem, the land of Boulder, and such other places. If you read some of the item descriptions, maybe on like the Boulder Side Shield and the Boulder Side Sword, and most of Petrus's items that he gives to you that talk about Tharaland, and maybe if you talk to Zigmai of Katarina and he tells you, you get this sense that since Lordran, in a sense, is like, let's just say, a country, Anorlando seems to be like a central point, and these lands are just on the fringes and on the outskirts of Anorlando and Upper Undeadburg, which had the upper class citizens and upper class human beings. But yes, you get this feeling that these lands were actually closer. I get this feeling that the lands were actually closer than what was initially thought, or what I thought to myself. So what made me think that Darkroot Garden and the Darkroot Basin is the future Ulasil is, as we all know, when you talk to Dusk and you hear her plight, she implores you to go back in time to, well, not really. She tells you about a tale of how she was saved by a mysterious hero when she was trapped in the abyss by primeval man Manus. And you get to travel back in time to this land, this magical land of Ulasil. And in this land, that's where you meet up with the Hawkeye Go and Lord's Blade Kirin, and you meet the Knight Artorias. Actually, I can't really say spoiler alert, but because by this time everyone has played the game, I would assume. But if you don't want to hear anything else, just quit the video. I'm sorry, but I will say some things that happen later on in the game, as they are part of the lore and I need to talk to you about them. So feel free to stop the video and view something else. But as I was saying, you fight the Knight Artorias after he's been consumed by the Abyss, as he's been driven mad. And you fight him in the Colosseum. What can I say? After you fight him in the Colosseum, you return back to talk to Lord's Blade Kirin, and she has prepared a grave for him. She buried him right in the Colosseum. And in present-day Darkroot Garden, after you pass Alvina, she tells you that this forest is where the great Knight Artorias was laid to rest. Do not venture forth, as you get marked by thieves and bandits, and she warns you off and tells you not to desecrate this land, as the Forest Covenant is there and sworn to protect the forest at all costs, as they believe it's sacred and holy. So that's where Artorias was laid to rest, unless they moved his grave, of which I highly doubt. That's really the main catch. I really highly doubt they moved the grave of Artorias, as if you go to the Darkroot Basin where his body is laid to rest, you can see that his grave is in a crumbled down Colosseum, well, at least the ruins of one, as seen by the entrance and the crumbled down walls at the edges and the little lake that was seen in the time of Ulasil. There was a small little lake surrounding the Colosseum. That lake still exists. And of course, Sif, the Grey Wolf, protecting the grave of Knight Artorias. So that's just one part. I am linking the two time frames together with, and that's Artorias. I think that's like the big link for me that really just woke me up and said, "Yo, that has to be part of it." But also, as you look at the Darkroot Garden, you see other things. All the architecture, all the ruins, the crumbled down buildings, and the layout of the area itself really feels similar to Ulasil. When I walked the Darkroot Garden, I got this feeling of, wait, I've been here before. And when you look at the way, you'll be like, okay, maybe the geography changed and the landscape changed, but generally this path I've walked before, and this door I've seen before, and these crumbled down walls look kind of familiar. And I really thought to myself, it's quite similar, and it makes sense to me, I guess, that this is the same place. And also, if you remember, in Ulasil, there was the dragon Calamite that Anolondo did not dare provoke, in the words of Hawkeye Go. He said that even Anolondo had respect for this dragon and did not dare challenge it. For whatever reason, I do not know, for it was a powerful dragon. But sadly, Calamite was, to my knowledge, not an everlasting dragon, as you did fight Calamite and you did defeat Calamite. But that's not the point. The point is that the path to Calamite is in a dried out gorge, I assume, and after the dried up gorge, you kind of get to a ladder which goes down into a small little riverbed and then down a waterfall. And there's something similar, to my knowledge, in Darkroot Garden, and that is just after you find the magic ember. Also, that's another link. Is it just coincidence that the magic ember is found in Darkroot Garden, as Ulasil was known for its magics and sorceries? Could this be a remnant of the past? I don't know. I really think so, but think about it. And is it not weird that when you go back to Ulasil, when you go back in time in Ulasil, you encounter these weird creatures that, to my humor, really made me laugh, as they were mushrooms. And you encounter one such mushroom who has a voice similar to the woman in the intro. I don't know. But these mushrooms speak. They're, I guess, a society and are living beings. They have awareness and have their own, I guess, agendas in this life. And what makes me really interested in them is that in Darkroot Garden, you encounter such creatures, such mushrooms, but these do not speak anymore. I wonder why. You could say that the ones in the time of Ulasil were imbued with the magic. And I guess since Ulasil has fell and was ruined probably by darkness after the fall of Manus, you could say these magic imbued creatures lost their talent, they lost their being and just became ordinary creatures of the forest. I'm not sure. This is all just speculation from me, by the way. I don't think any of it is written fact, but most of it is just knowledge I've obtained. Like, some of it is knowledge I've obtained from item descriptions and from the actual game designs and dialogues in the actual game between the two places of Darkroot Garden and Ulasil. So please forgive me on that part. But that's what I think. And what else? Let me think. I should have prepared. Always prepare for videos, guys. Don't just wake up and say, hey, let me do another Souls Day and without preparing. Always do that. Hint, nudge. But yes, in general, that's why I believe that the Darkroot Garden is in fact Ulasil. And that's why I assume you met up with Dusk in the Darkroot Garden of all places, as that was her home in the past. And the portal to Ulasil is in Darkroot Garden for a reason, I believe. That has to be. There's no other way, I believe. These two places really are similar. So anyway, I won't go into further detail, as that would be safe for a later episode where we do encounter these other parts of the Darkroot Garden, as I'm only on the upper level before the door that requires the Crest of Artorias to actually open. And back to more gameplay, I guess. What I'm doing so far is what I usually do. I always have a pattern in which I play Dark Souls, in which I do one thing to achieve one thing, and it's just generally a checklist of things I would like to do at a certain period of time with every build I do, as I'm most comfortable doing this. So if we take a short recap, we got the Rusted Iron Ring from the Undead Asylum again, and we fought off Stray Demon. And I had said that the point in me going back for Stray Demon, besides the Rusted Iron Ring and Oscar of Astoria to put him out of his misery, is to get the 20,000 souls that he provided. And I believe that these 20,000 souls is what you use to buy the Crest of Artorias, but I got a bit greedy and used those to level up my strength and my dexterity a bit more for a bit more damage. I got a little bit more endurance instead. So even though that was an alter in my usual routine of playing the game, I realized that the Moonlight Butterfly gives you about 15,000 souls, if I'm not sure, round about there. And I was like, I could use these 15,000 souls plus the other souls you get killing monsters in the Darkroot Garden to get to about 20,000 and buy the crest either way. So you can still do it that way. I think it's actually better to use Stray Demon souls to level up yourself, as it would be a bit more it would be a bit more advantageous to you to get that early burst of damage. My ability to talk today is really lacking. I'm sorry, not that it's at a high standard, but it's really lacking. Ooh. Something I just thought up of right now, which I'll actually talk about later on. I didn't want to talk about this now, but I didn't want to talk about the main part of this now, but is it not weird that you before the moonlight butterfly is the summon sign for the witch Beatrice? And if you look at the witch Beatrice's lore, she was one of the only few, aside Artorias, she was one of the only few beings to ever traverse the abyss. Because the abyss consumed all life and humanity. And not anyone could walk the abyss. They would instantly die and get consumed. But she, Artorias, are the only two, and the player character themselves, are the only two beings who have been known to traverse the abyss. But sadly, Beatrice did not live to tell the tale of what she found and why she had went there in the first place. But it's quite interesting that her summon sign is here in Darkroot Garden. And I say it's funny because Manus had been asleep all at the time before Artorias traversed the abyss. And the abyss, come on, speak. And anyway, Darkstalker Kate is the one, not is the one actually, I'm sorry. It is said that quote unquote, the stupid citizens of this place went and woke up Primeval Man. So it was the people of Ulasil who woke up Manus. Through Darkstalker Kate, I don't know. Through Kingseeker Framp, I don't know through who. But they went and woke up Primeval Man, the father of the abyss, and that's when the abyss started to spew into the world. And I don't know if this was the same time Beatrice walked this place, but anyway, we'll talk on this another time. But just hinting on the fact that Beatrice's summon sign is in the Darkroot Garden. That's another link to Ulasil on the Darkroot Garden that I would like to exploit on. And I guess the rest will be for later. I hope to talk more about this Ulasil lore and Darkroot Garden lore in the later videos I'll be recording in the Darkroot Garden and Darkroot Basin, and I hope that you could give me some of your point of views, because I'm not too sure about many things, but I'm really interested in knowing, as it was a little small bit of detail that really changed my way of thinking about this game. And thank you for listening to me. I hope this was a Souls Day you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again in the next episode. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video.
I've seen one of those before. It's the